Hello, I'm Trader Daniel, and today I would like to discuss how I assess market bias using cycles analysis. Market context is very important in trading. Specifically, I prefer to trade in line with market bias, and I try to fade the market only when I assess that the probability for a bias shift is high. I assess market bias using structure, correlated assets, and cycles analysis. In my last video, I discussed how I use correlated assets to assess bias, and today I will focus on how I use cycles analysis to evaluate the bias on ES futures. Let's go to today's ES charts. This is ES September contract, today, July 22nd, 2026, 1 minute time frame. At the bottom of the chart, you can see the slow cycle line, which is included in my core tool. This line describes the market cycle that is taking place on a higher time frame. Think about 5x to 10x the chart time frame. When the line is between thresholds, the slope of the line indicates the bias, and the price tends to move in the same direction. And when it doesn't, that is typically a small pullback. Like in this case, the bias is bearish, and we have a small pullback. When the line is above the high threshold and moving sideways, the bias is bullish. Like in this case, the bias is bullish. When the line is below the low threshold and moving sideways, the bias is bearish. When the black line is extended above the high threshold and crosses the threshold from above pointing down, that can signal a bias shift from bullish to bearish. In the same way, when the black line is extended below the low threshold and crosses the threshold from below pointing up, that can signal a bias shift from bearish to bullish. This tool at the bottom spots those bias shifts based on the slow cycle line. As you can see, we had 5 bias shifts so far today. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Since we are talking about higher time frame bias, typically price pulls back a little before joining the higher time frame trend. Of course, I never trade these signals blindly, but I consider other factors like structure. I hope you found this helpful. If you want to learn more about my trading playbook and tools, you can find me at compassfx.com. Thank you for watching.